What's up? What's going on? Let's see what we got here. Yo, okay, let's see. Yeah, I'm live. All right, I was like, am I live? Let's see, request. Come on now. Sorry, guys, we're trying some new stuff today. Trying some new things. Go live. Okay, looks like I'm live on IG. Okay, YouTube. All right, and we are live on our platforms. What's going on, everybody? Okay, guys, so check this out. If you've been joining my live for the last couple of days, this is probably the most important call that I'll have. Okay, because I've realized something. Okay, I've come to the realization of something that I think is very important for people that are doing this business that are brand new. If you're brand spanking new at wholesaling, I started this challenge so I could show everybody how to get a deal part-time with no money and in a new market within 30 days. Okay. Now I'm looking at my KPIs. I'm looking at what I've done, and I've come to a realization. All right. I've come to the realization that if I want to do a deal within 30 days, it's going to be extremely difficult to do it part-time. All I'm doing right now is I'm working on this challenge. I work like 1 hour a day, maybe an hour and a half to show you guys. I talk most of the time, so I'm not able to get that many offers out. But this video is so important for everybody that's watching this, because if you're watching this and you're like, man, I'm trying to get a deal, and Nate said I could get a deal within 30 days working part-time. Well, that's exactly why I'm talking to you guys today, is because I know in my personal, from this experience, this is day 10. I've been doing this for 10 days. I've had one contract. I had to cancel it because the agent that I got it from gave me the wrong numbers. And I have buyers. I have the title company. I have everything ready. But what I'm lacking in is I'm lacking in the amount of calls that I can personally make and the amount of offers I can make. Okay. So the reason why I'm coming to you and telling you all this, everybody, is because you're all probably having that problem too if you're not doing this job full time. If you're doing this job full time, I fully believe if you're grinding and you're doing 50 calls a day and you're making 5 offers a day, yes, you can get a deal with no money. But if you're like me in this challenge and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this challenge for 1 to 2 hours a day, I'm going to show people how to get deals part-time, good luck. Okay, and I know because I'm doing it, and I'm not like most of the other coaches. I'm not saying other coaches do this, but I don't think a lot of coaches are trying this where they're like, fine, let me put myself in the place of a brand new beginner and let me try and get a deal. I don't show me the person that's doing that with no money and no marketing spend, and I'd like to see what they're doing. Because like I said, I'm going live every day. I'm showing you exactly how I'm doing it. First day of the challenge, I found buyers and set up my systems and with no money, and I started working. And you can do it. But I believe that if I continue this route right now of just working 1 or 2 hours a day, making offers and talking to agents, that the chances of me getting a deal and proving that it's possible within 30 days is very slim. And if I got to say that, just be straight with you guys and be real and have, you guys say, hey, Nate, you're a phony or you're a jabroni. That's okay. I'm not here to fake this or show people that they can do this business just magically. It takes effort. It takes time. I don't know what's going on. My computer's quit popping up on stuff. So today I'm showing you how I'm pivoting, okay? And this is how I would pivot if I were you, if you were a part-time employee, if you were doing this job part-time. I think this is so important for everyone here. Now look, can you get a deal within 30 days with no money? And part-time. It's possible. You could get lucky. Do I think it's plausible? Do I think it's gonna happen? No, because you can't do enough action. You can't do enough calls by yourself. Okay. Now, if you're by yourself and you don't have a full-time job, then yeah, of course you can make offers all day. But I'm just coming to the realization that if anyone comes to me and says, Nate, I work part-time, can I get a deal within 30 days working part-time? I'd probably say not likely. No. Because I've looked at my KPIs, I can see what's going on, okay? I'm just not putting out enough output. I need to pivot, and that's what I'm gonna show you today. And give me some comments. Let me know, everybody. Let me know if you're like, man, Nate, you're a jabroni. like, I'm curious. Give me some comments. I want to see what you're saying. But again, I'm in the thick of it. I'm not like just telling you theory. If you're doing this part-time and you don't spend money to if you don't leverage other people or spend a little bit of money, it's going to be extremely difficult. I believe you can get deals part-time. I think you can do maybe like if you're brand new, maybe like 2 to 6 a year. 2 to 6 a year. So if you just keep the actions going, but you're not going to build a business off of just calling agents for an hour a day, calling for an hour a day or 2 hours a day. It's just not going to work. Okay. So with this knowledge, I have to show you how to leverage people. Okay. And that's what I'm going to do in this challenge. So if you're watching this on any other platform other than my Facebook group or Batch Leads YouTube channel, you need to head over to there, because I'm about to share my screen and show you exactly how to do this. And also I got to invite people for my mentorship to come in here, give them the link. So that's basically what I got to say is, like, I'm not here to fluff any, like, BS you guys, right? Like, I don't coach and I don't tell people how to do this business because it's just money for me. I do it because I like it and I do it and I enjoy it and I want to help people. So I would be doing everyone a disservice if I just said straight up, like, yeah, you can get a deal working part-time with no money. Nah, good luck. You probably, maybe you could get lucky, but I have to pivot. I have to show you guys how to pivot. So head on over to my Batch Leads YouTube channel, or head on over to my Facebook group, the Painless Wholesaling group, to see me share my screen. Because if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Instagram, you're not going to be able to see it. Okay. But all right, let's get right into it. How am I going to pivot my business? How am I going to be able to pivot my business so I can get the deals I need to close a deal within the next 30 days? It's day 11, so I have 19 days left. Is that right? So I have 19 days to get a deal, and I know if I just continue the trajectory of making a couple offers a day, making a couple calls, it's not going to work. Okay. So this is what I came up with, and this is something I'm going to do. I think this is a huge. I think this is huge. Okay. So for people that are brand new, you might not know how to do what I'm about to show you, but that's why you're here to learn. If you want to learn how to leverage people, this is how to do it. Okay. So I'm in Asana. Asana is one of my project management tools that shows me how to, let's see, like, I keep track of all, like, my thoughts, my notes, and, like, activities that I have to do. This is not something you have to do, but anyway. Okay, so if you're in an area and you have a lead, okay, if you're in an area and you have buyers, like I teach you in the Painless Wholesaling method, you've already one step ahead. You have buyers, you know their criteria, and if you have a title company, you're ready to go. And that's power. That's a lot of wholesalers don't have the buyers yet. They just know how to grind, right? So I'm going to show you how to leverage your skill set to find buyers and to have that power and leverage people that want to grind and work hard. Because again, I can work hard, but I can't make calls all day. I have a business that I'm running, another business, so I can't do that. If I quit my other business, I could. But and if you're doing this full time, you're brand new, yeah, you can do it. But part time, you can't do it. So what I have to do is I have to find people who are willing to work and leverage my talents, my skill of closing. Okay, so if I were a brand new wholesaler, I would learn how to close. I would find my buyers. I would find a title company. I know what people want, and I'd learn how to close. And I would tell people, hey, I can close your deals for you. So this is what I'm doing. You can follow exactly what I'm doing, but I will concede. I will say, hey, look, I have to spend some money because as a part-time person, if you don't spend any money, it's going to be difficult. Okay, so I have some money that I'm going to spend, and it's going to be $500. Okay, now yeah, so $500 is what I'm going to spend, and it's going to be on leads, and it's going to be on a CRM. Okay, and let me explain how I'm going to leverage other people. All right, so here it goes. If you're on my Facebook, you can see what I've written out. This is a post I'm going to make, and here we go. So this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, are you brand new to wholesaling and don't know what you're doing? That's a majority of people. They don't know what they're doing. They're spinning their wheels. If they get a lead, they don't know how to close it. But I do. I know how to do novations, seller financing. I know how to do all the extra strategies, wholesaling, fix and flip. I can do it all. So I'm going to go out to the world. I don't care if it's a virtual assistant. I don't care if it's someone that has zero experience or 100 years of experience. I'm going to go and say to the world, I'm providing a workspace, a CRM for new wholesalers in the Atlanta area to learn how to wholesale hands-on, okay? And this is exactly what you'll get if you work in the Atlanta area. This is what I'm going to post out there. And this is what I'd recommend for anyone that wants to pivot their business because they know they're not putting enough action. Number one, this is what you're going to get. I'm going to provide you a CRM where you can work out of, where you can store your leads, okay? I'm going to give you a work phone and a number you can text from, okay? A work phone to call and text from. I'm going to give you skip trace leads. That's what the $400 is for. $97 is for the CRM. So $400, I'm going to buy leads in the Atlanta area, and thanks to Batch Leads. And I'm going to provide daily training, so you can come in and I can train you on how to talk to sellers, and I'm going to teach you how to prospect and find deals, okay? So you're going to get all that. I'm going to send this out to all the groups and the Facebook groups in Atlanta. I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to give you all that, okay, for free. You do that. But in turn, there's something you have to do for me, okay? What you have to do to qualify for the workspace that gives you the CRM, the work phone, the trainings, the resources, is you have to come to the trainings every weekday at 9:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. When the day starts, you have to come. If you don't come, you're out of the CRM. You lose all your access to all that. That's a risk that you run. I'm not trying to play games and bring on people who aren't taking action, okay? You have to fill out your KPI tracker every day. If you come in and you don't fill out your KPIs, you're out, okay? Because I don't have time to waste with people that I have to get them set up on a CRM, which doesn't really take too much time, but then I set you up and you don't take action, you're out. You have to make at least 50 calls a day. I don't want people in here making a call a day and wasting my time. If you want to get a deal, this is what you need to do. This is the thing. This is what I realized in this challenge. I'm not making 50 calls a day. I don't have the time. You have to go in, and if you want to get a deal, you have to make 50 calls a day. That's the KPI. That's what it takes. 50 calls. All right. If you're not willing to do that, stop wholesaling. You need to get one contract a week. Okay, that's the goal. If you're not getting one contract a week, I'm bouncing you out of there, or we're gonna find out why you're not. Okay. And you got to give me first dibs to either buy the deal or wholesale the deal. I'm providing you the leads, the space, the training. You give me first dibs to buy or wholesale it, dispo it. And if I don't want to dispo it, or if I don't want to wholesale it, you can have it. You can make the whole percentage, okay? But I guarantee most of the people that will come and work here don't know how to even do that. So that's fine, okay? So I'm going to pay people. I'm going to pay them a commission, all right? I'm going to pay you. So you're getting paid to learn, pretty much. That's essentially what we're doing here. You're getting paid to learn, all right? So here it is. If I have the deal, if I have to get the deal under contract for you, then we are going to, if I have to get the deal under contract for you, you're not getting a full 50% because I had to do a ton of work. So I will give you 5 to 25% for finding the lead that wants to sell and setting me an appointment, or giving me the lead that I call and I lock up. You're going to get 5 to 25%. It's a tier system. Depends on how much you're willing to do, right? It depends on, not how much you're willing to do, how much the wholesale fee is, okay? If you get the deal under contract and I don't even have to do anything, I just have to dispo it, then we'll split it 40% to you, 60% to me, because I still have to do a lot of the work by providing you the workspace. So you're gonna get 40%. That's a lot more than acquisition managers make. They make like 20%. I know because I hired them. Okay, but this is like we're still kind of trying to do this for no money. That's why I'm providing this workspace for free, pretty much, and for people. So, and if my drips, if you get a lead and my drips get the lead and you didn't have to do it, but I got it through drips, I'll still pay you, because a lot of you don't know how to set up drip campaigns and follow-up campaigns. But your leads that come into my system and that we follow up with, I will pay you still, but a commission. But you need to be active in the group. You don't get to like come in, work for one day, bring in one lead, and then I convert it like 6 months or 2 months later, and then you still get paid. No, you got to be active. So this is my idea of how I'm going to leverage my skill set and my time to get to do the deal part-time. So I have the time to close deals and talk to sellers. I don't have the time to go look all day for deals. I still will, right? I still will, but I have to leverage people. I have to, because again, I'm just being straight with everybody. Like, the chances of you getting a deal part-time and it's just you making a couple hours and within 30 days, I'm gonna call out and say it's very unlikely. Okay, so that's why I'm pivoting, and I would recommend, again, anybody pivot with this. You can copy and paste this post. You can post it in your networks where you're at. I'm about to post this all over Atlanta Facebook groups. I'm going to find some people. I'm actually even going to find some virtual assistants that will do it, because I don't care if they live in Atlanta. I just want them to work in the Atlanta area. I'm going to give them leads. I'm going to give them a buy box. I'm going to give them everything they need, training. You just set me up. This is what it is. You find the leads, I close them, we all get paid. Okay? Learn how to wholesale while you get paid. All right? If you're interested, fill out this form. I got to make a form. That's what we're going to do on this challenge right now, is I'm going to show you how to do all this that I'm talking about. What do I need to do this? Well, I need like $500. Okay, so let's get this set up. All right, I've been talking about this enough, but that's what you got to do. And I'm excited to pivot, because again, I can't lie to myself and just say, yeah, man, you can get a deal part-time working 1 hour a day. Good luck. All right, it's time for me to pivot. Time for me to leverage other people and take action. Let's see. I believe I still can get a deal within 30 days working part-time. And it went from no money to like a little bit of money. Like if you have a part-time job, you probably can afford $500 to get started. It's not $500 a month. It's $100 a month, and it's like $400 for the leads I'm about to buy. So let me show you. So check this out, everybody. Again, if you're not on my Facebook group or you're not watching on Batch Leads, you need to head over, because I'm about to show you my screen. Okay. All right, so here it is, everybody. How are we going to do it? So if you haven't heard of Elite 360, you can pick any CRM you want, but I'm picking Elite 360. Elite 360 is a really, really, really cheap CRM that is built off of Go High Level, and it literally does everything you would ever possibly need in your business. Now, I'm building mine out right now to show you guys how to do it, but yeah, this is it. So the cool thing about Lead 360 is it has a phone in it, it has a texting, it has automation, so you can automatically follow up with leads that come in. It's got calendars, so you can have people set up calendar meetings for you, so you can, when sellers like want to talk to you, you can just say, hey, schedule something on my calendar, so you don't have to call them all the time. It's got everything you need. You can even build a website off of it. You can put your website. So the thing about Elite 360, let's see. So, and if you join, you become a partner, so you can actually make money if people sign up for it. Well, it looks like someone signed up for it. Cool. So let me just show you what it looks like. It is $97 a month for all this. It's unreal. And it starts with a free trial. So that's how I got started on this. I just switched over from HubSpot, and I'm using this. This is what we're going to build the challenge on. You can have unlimited users. So I'm about to say to everyone, hey, I can give you a workspace. I can pay for your phone. Phones are like $1 a month per number. It's very cheap. And they give you like a specific access to like amount of calls. So that's not going to be expensive. So we are going to set up some automations. Not today, but we're going to set up automations for drips. So when sellers come in and leads come in, we can start calling them. We'll get follow up with them. Then you have the acquisitions pipeline. And like I said, just set this up. These are the stages where you need to have your leads come in, whether people bring you new leads or people bring you new leads or you're paying for leads, right? So you have new leads, attempting to contact. This is the workflow of how you talk to people. So a new lead comes in, then you find out if they're qualified, you make an offer, you get the house under contract, you have your manual follow-ups, you have your real estate nurture sequences if they're unqualified, or we have a drip for agents, okay? So everyone's gonna get their own pipeline of leads that works with me that I get to come over here, okay? But let's see, I want to set up a form. So I told you that I have to set up a form because I'm going to go and post this everywhere, all over Atlanta Facebook groups and virtual assistant groups. I need to get some people making calls, setting me up with appointments that I can close, okay? And I'm going to do this absolutely free. It's not going to cost me any money, okay? This guy said sound. I don't know. Hopefully the sound's working. Okay. All right, so let's set up this form real quick. So we're going to have people put in their name, their full name. No, I'm gonna actually do first name, last name. And this is the cool thing about Elite 360 is you can set up forms. You can set up pretty much anything you want. We're gonna have people's phone number, email. I don't really care about their address, website source. Let's see. I don't think I care about button captcha. Let's see what the button does. Okay, submit. I don't think I need the submit. Let's see. Where do I go back to that? Okay, integrate form. All right, that's what I need right here, and I need a text box too. So where's the text box? Custom fields. Let's see. Options. Let's see. Sample. Add custom field. Single line. Let's see. Now we'll leave it at that. Okay, let's just say this is the form, the customized form that we're going to send out, right? For people to submit to see if they want to join my team. It's basically I'm just inviting people to my team. Okay, integrate form. Let's see, pop up. Let's see, sticky bar, pop up, pop up. Let's see, show done. Let's see, copy link, form link. Okay, let's see if it works. Nathan Payne. And this ain't sexy. This ain't a sexy form at all. Like I said, I'm new to this, but I'm gonna figure this out within, like I said, pretty quick, like seconds. Now look, if you don't have Elite 360 and you're not gonna do what I'm saying, but you want people to sign up for to work with you, you can build one in a Google Drive very easily, where you just go here to forms and you just say join my team, right? And then you can just take the post that I said of what they're gonna get, and you can post it in. Google Forms I'm familiar with, it's very easy. So you can just have something like this and just have them fill out their information, contact information. Let's see. But again, you only really want to do this if you feel like you've got some skill set at closing, because if people are bringing you leads, you're going to want to close them, right? That's why I'd recommend, practicing on how to close sellers, right? Even if people are bringing, this is the best opportunity to learn if you have a lot of opportunities coming your way. So we're going to put name, full name. And we're going to go number, phone number. Wholesaling experience. I want to see it. Real estate experience. Okay, there you go. If you put this out there and you say, hey, this is what I'm looking for, if anybody wants to join, they can. Here's the form, and you can send this out to people, right? So let's see. That's it. All right, so you got the form, you got everything ready, you have the post. Now go make posts and see who comes to your meetings. And this might take a couple, you might have to post in every Facebook group in your area. You might have to post it everywhere on Craigslist. But if you really want to be successful and do this part-time, you need people bringing you leads. Because the first person that you hire once you start getting rolling is a leads manager. Because that's probably one of the lowest forms of, like, not waste of your time, but like if you're skilled, you want to get that done with that task. So that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to get people to bring me leads so I don't have to worry about it, all right? All right, so let's check this out. So now that I have the form and I have the post, now I want to show you where you can get some leads. Now, I'm not trying to sell you on buying my leads. I don't care if you buy my leads, but I know that I sell mine for $3.99, which is the cheapest source of leads in the freaking world. They're all skip traced, and they have over 180,000 skip trace numbers nationwide. The reason why I sell them is because right now I'm running a very lean company, so I can't even call them, so I'd just rather sell them. So it's $3.99. Again, no one needs to buy this. This is what I'm doing. I've already bought. I didn't buy them. I have them, but let's just say hypothetically I bought them. I have all these leads that I can call, okay? So I'm going to take all the leads from Atlanta. They're nationwide, so they're in major metros. Over the last 2 years of doing nationwide work, I have all these leads that I'm going to call. A lot of them are opportunities. There are people that have said they want to sell and I'm going to follow up with, and a lot of them are just cold calling leads that we have to call. So when I get people in to my program, into this team, I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to give you about 100 leads or 200 leads a week. Call them, try to work them. So not only I'm going to tell them how to network and go find prospect, I'm going to give them leads. And if they give me anything that I close, they're going to get paid, right? It's pretty much like an acquisitions job, but yeah, it is pretty much an acquisitions job. I'm building a company pretty much. I'm showing you guys how to do it, okay? So here we go. Let's say people fill out the form. We're going to go and we're going to set everyone up as a user. The cool thing about this CRM is it has unlimited users. So if you just go to my staff, you can add as many employees as you want. So when people fill out that form, I'm going to have them come on my meeting. I'm going to talk to them, make sure they're committed. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm going to get them added on my CRM. I'm going to get them a phone number. I'm going to give them leads, and I'm going to put them in here. I'm going to say, go to work. I can track how many calls you're making every day through my phone reporting. Right here, it's got the call reporting. And by the way, this might look kind of funky. I just got it, okay? So I'm just switching my CRM. So I can get people in and I can say, hey, I can track how many SMS messages you've sent, how many conversations you've had, I can check how many leads you have, I can check how many calls you've had. So this isn't going to be a game of me being like, I hope people come and work. It's going to be, you come here to work, we're going to do a deal together. And if you're not committed to hitting the metrics of join my team, if you're not committed to making 50 calls a day, coming in the meeting, you're out because I ain't got time. Okay, but this is how we're going to do it. This is how I would do it. And actually, not this is how I do it. This is what I'm doing in this challenge to show you guys, because I cannot get out 5 offers a day in the hour and a half that I do this whatever this is called, this challenge. All right, let's see. I do have a question, not a question, but I do have, I wonder if Zishan is here. Zishan, it's right day. It is. Let's go. Let me get Zishan on here. I gotta send Zishan the link. See, guys, Zishan is already a part of my team. I pitched this to already, and I already have one person that's willing to work with me. I close, he finds the deals, he comes to work the meetings, bada bing, bada boom. It's gonna work. We're gonna do this deal with Zishan. I close the deals. I'm about to give Zishan set up with his CRM, with his phone. Man's about to work and make some money. I don't care if you're in the Philippines. I don't care if you're in Egypt. I don't care if you're in Pakistan. I'm going to pay you 5 to 25% of the wholesale fee American. You're about to make some bank if you live in the Philippines. If I get a squad of Filipinos that are willing, or from Pakistan that are willing to do this work, they're about to get paid. They might never come back. They might get one deal and retire because they have the potential to make tons of dough. Because I don't care where you're from. Yo, Zishan, what's up? Can you hear me, brother? I think I see you, but I don't know if you can hear me. Yo, you okay? Don't see the live. Oh, Zishan, the internet seems pretty bad. I can't really hear you very well, bro.
Hear me?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you're in and out. But I'm just gonna answer some of the questions in here. Yep. Someone just asked, are you providing them a dialer? Yeah, I'm gonna provide them a dialer. It only costs it's $97 a month for the CRM. That's it. It does unlimited users. You just have to pay for the phone number. And you do have to pay for the calls, but again, it doesn't. This is very, very cheap. Someone's saying I don't see you on the live. Let me check where we're at with Joe. So we got Joe. Yeah, it's right here. Man, technology. I got so much going on. I'm just gonna say one-on-one. Let's see, one-on-one mentorship on this link. Son of a Zishan, are you there, bro? Did you make it? see you, man. You're making a lot of noise. Zishan, you there, brother? Hello, hello? You there, dude? Okay. Where the heck did that tab go, dude? There it is. Okay. All right. Zishan, I don't know what's going on with you, man, but I can't hear you. Let's see. Audio. Hello? Zishan? My man, I can't, I'm gonna mute him. Can't hear him. Can't hear you, Zishan, but it's all good. I'm gonna message him. This is my team so far. I got 2 members. Nick never showed up, so he's out. He's fired. Can't hear you on. Can you hear me on the feed? I'm gonna bring some people on to ask some questions just so they understand what I'm doing. Hey, Joe, what's up? Joe, can you hear me? Yo, can no one hear me? What's going on? Maybe I can't hear them. No, I can hear them. What is going on? Hey, Joe, can you hear me? Joe. Henry, Zishan. Let me check my audio. Hello? Well, it seems to be working.
Hello?
Zishan, can you hear me? Hey, Joe, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, have you been watching this whole time, Joe?
No, for some reason, I just didn't see the live come up, so no, I've not been watching.
Oh, okay. Well, let me explain to you, Joe, what I've been doing. So I'm on the 30-day challenge, and I'm looking at the numbers that I've been able to put up within a what are we calling it? Like an hour, 2 hours of work a day, right? Like I'm checking my KPIs, and with the KPIs that I have, I'm not realistically, I'm not going to be able to get a deal within 30 days because I know what numbers you need to hit. You need to be doing like 50 calls a day or at least 5 offers a day, and that's not with the way I'm talking and teaching and doing this, like it's not going to happen, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So what I'm doing, Joe, is I'm telling everyone, I'm like, hey, I know I have to pivot. I have to pivot my business. I have to pivot the way I'm doing things. And I have to leverage my ability to close. I have to leverage my ability to understand technology to get people in that are willing to do that work. Pretty much to be leads managers and go find me deals that I can negotiate. I feel like that's the only way to build a team that this is going to be possible doing this part-time with like little funds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So do you have any questions about that? I wanted to ask you because I know you're trying to do the same thing and you have a full-time job. So I wanted to see if you had any questions about that.
No, that makes sense. I mean, that's one of the reasons it's definitely been helpful because that's definitely the boat I'm in. You know, like you said, figuring out that time. So yeah, it's helping me so I can duplicate this and model the same thing.
And I think this is the problem that most people face, Joe, is like they come into this business and they're like, oh, I want to do real estate. And then they see like, well, I don't have the time, right? Or I don't have maybe, and if they have the time, maybe they don't have the skill set, right?
Right.
So what I'm showing people is, okay, there's 2 things that I'm doing right now that, and I already said this, but I'm going to repeat it for everyone that maybe is tuning in late. There's 2 things that I have to do. I already found my buyers. I already know their criteria. Now I need to go get people to go find me leads, and I can leverage my skill set of clothing, my skill set of technology to benefit people who are brand new, right? So it's give and take, right? So this is the post that I'm gonna make all over the internet, like in the areas that I'm working to get people. And right here, we already have Zishan who's doing it with me. He's from Pakistan, and if we get a deal together, I'm paying Zishan anywhere from 5 to 25% or 40% of the deal. I don't care if he's in Pakistan or if anyone's in a different country. They're about to make bank if they can bring me a deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm doing, and I think you should do this. I think everyone should do this. That doesn't have the time, right? If you have the time, if you're like doing this full time, yeah, you can make calls all day, make 5 offers a day, and you'll eventually get a deal, and you could do a deal within a month. But if you don't, you need to leverage others. So this is how I'm leveraging people, Joe. I'm going out into the world. I'm saying, hey, are you brand new to wholesaling, and are you not sure what to do, like what you're doing? I'm providing a workspace for new wholesalers in Atlanta area to wholesale hands-on. This is what you'll get. So I'm providing them a CRM that I'm paying $97 a month for. It comes with unlimited users. It comes with a workspace where I can give them where they can put all their contacts, and all they have to do is bring people to me that want to sell in the area that I have, and I just have to close them. Okay, that's pretty much the value that I'm bringing. I'm saying I'm giving you a workspace, I'm giving you a CRM, I'm giving you a phone, I'm giving you leads. All you got to do is bring them to me, and I'll close them. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And so people are probably like, well, where are you getting the leads? So in my program, Joe, because you're in the mentorship, you already get all the leads that you would purchase. They're just a giant list. So I'm gonna take this list right here, and I'm gonna purchase it hypothetically. Okay, because let's just say my budget's $500. I got one time $30.99, and then I have the CRM. So now with the leads, okay, I would go here to Painless Wholesaling Leads. So I have a nationwide list that has homeowner leads. These are people who have said they're interested in selling, and I would have to filter them for Atlanta because I did this nationwide. So I'm gonna have to filter this for Georgia, and there are about 7,000 nationwide leads here, okay? And then if I go here to opportunities, there's about 2,000 opportunities. These are people who have said, yes, I want to sell for cash. Now I have to follow up with them, but I'm gonna have to filter this for Georgia. And then there on this same list, there's let's see, there's cold calling leads. Okay, so I'm gonna have people come into my system, and I'm gonna give them cold calling leads they have to hit, and then some opportunities, and I'm gonna say filter these. Give me people that are saying they want to sell right now. That's it. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
That's the only way we're gonna be able to get it done, bro, within the 30 days, because I can't do it in an hour. 2 hours a day. All right, so Zishan, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you before. All right, Zishan, so what I'm gonna do for you, bro, is I got you a CRM. We're gonna get you set up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I have an internet connection problem.
Oh, it's all good, bro. I could care less. It's all good. Internet's like that, dude. It's all good. So, all right, Zishan. So I don't know if you've been watching the whole live, but basically what I'm telling people is I got to find deal finders. They got to set me with appointments, and I got to close them, and we're going to get paid. Everyone's going to get paid, all right? So everyone, Zishan, if you can see him, Zishan's one of the deal finders I have. We could call him a leads manager, and he's already agreed to the commission split we talked about. I'm going to provide you with training every day like we're doing right here, leads, and I'm going to provide you with a CRM. You ain't got to pay for anything, all right? I'm just getting you set up. All right, Zishan, let's get you set up. So this is my CRM. Let's get you set up on here. I'm gonna get you your own phone. I'm gonna get you everything so you can text, you can call, you can do leads, all right? So let's get you in here. User info, let's see. What's your last name, Zishan? The internet ain't too good for my boy. All right, so it looks like the internet's not cranking too well for Zishan. Maybe he'll fix it. But anyway, what I would do is I would add Zishan right here to the user. I'd give him his own password, give his own number. Let's see. Get him set up. Give him user permissions. I want to give him specific permissions. I don't want him accessing the whole CRM. And that's pretty much it. So user roles, he's a user, he's not an admin. Select Twilio number. I'd have to get him a new number. let's see, user availability. I can get his own calendar, but I don't know if you really need that necessarily. But yeah, so that's what we would do here. Then you can go in here and you can set up a phone manager, phone numbers. We could buy a random phone number. We'd probably buy one in Atlanta because that's the area we're working. And that's it. Okay. So, does anyone have any questions that's watching this live of like what my plan is? I've already kind of talked about this plan before, but I'm showing you kind of how to implement it. Does anyone have any questions? And if you don't, it's all good. All good in the hood. All right, so let's go here to, what am I trying to do? I want to make some of these posts in here with what I was talking about. So I'm making this post, and then I'm gonna put the form for people to register. All right. So we're gonna go back to all the Facebook groups in Atlanta that I give you in my course, because you need to know the Facebook groups. Here they are. Let's go post in this one. Is that Jen? Oh, never mind. That's a different one. Georgia, here it is. I don't need everybody to watch this, but I'm just giving an idea of what you would go do. You'd go here. Are you brand new to wholesaling? I'm providing a mother junkin workspace with let's get that form ready. I'm going to use a Google form for now because I want to make sure I understand the Elite 360. So you just go here, use a Google form. Anybody that submits this, I'm going to send them the information about how to join, fill out form. I'm going to send them the information. And if people don't know what the information is, it's just this onboarding deal finder. This is what it looks like. Compensation plan. They get a compensation plan. They get scripts, KPI tracker. They got to fill out the meeting link for the mornings, and then a blueprint on how to find deals. Okay. Looks like Zishan maybe been saying something in the. My internet connection is so unstable. I'm sorry about that. Zishan, it happens to the best of us. All right, no worries. I don't care if your internet is stable now, but as long as you can make them calls, brother, you can make them calls every day. So Zishan, do me a favor. I'm gonna set you up as a user in the CRM so we can get you a phone number and we can get you everything set up. I just need you to tell me this, give me this information so I can set you up as a user. I need you to give me this info. Okay, so message me this info in our Discord. Give me that info. Let's see, I'm gonna put this in the Discord. Give me that info, brother, and then we'll be good. And you guys can use my Discord, or you can use a different Discord to communicate with your staff. You can also use Slack as well. Slack is a good way to communicate with your team. So we're changing this strategy, this challenge from me just specifically getting a deal in 30 days part-time to now I got to build a team. I got 19 days to build a team and have them bring me leads that I can close. Okay, I've given them everything they need. I've given them a buy box of what where they need to go find the deals. I have leads. I have everything. It's all ready. All right. Let's see if Zishan hooks me up with that info. I need this info for the challenge. For the CRM. I hope a lot of this didn't go over everyone's head. I feel like I've explained it pretty well. It's you have a limited amount of time if you're doing part-time. You either leverage other people in the assets you have and the skill sets you have, or it's going to take you longer to get a deal. That's where we're at. Does anyone have any questions? I am curious. I know I've said this many times, but I want to make sure people get it. So there's quite a few people watching this. What questions do people have at the moment about what I'm talking about? All right, Henry, let's go. Let's see. Let's bring you on here, brother. What's up, Henry? What questions you got?
All right. Hello, Nathan.
My man Henry. What's up, dude?
What's good? All right. So.
What questions you got, brother?
All right. So I would like to join your team also, and my responsibility, like doing a call and bring you a lead for you to negotiate, right?
That's it, brother. You find me someone that wants to sell. I don't care if they have to have some sort of motivation, but let me take care of negotiating because I'm pretty good at it. So I can find out what their needs are, what what their problems are. Just bring me someone that wants to sell, that has a sort of issue. Again, we're gonna train on this every day at 9:30, but I don't want you to bring me someone who's like, I'll sell if you give me $1 million. That's not worth my time. I want someone that's like, yeah, I've been thinking about selling. I have to move. I don't know what my options are. And then I can work wholesale, novation, wholesale, fix and flip, creative, and I'll show you guys all how to do it. Okay? So Henry, you want a piece of this team? Yeah, what's up with everyone's internet today? I can't hear you, Henry. And anyway, Henry, if you want a piece of this team, just fill out this form, and I'm gonna get you in the CRM, and I'll set you up. Okay? I'm willing to have as many. Yeah, I can't hear you, Henry, for some reason. Let me see if it's this one. Hello?
Hello.
Okay, I can hear you now, Henry.
All right. So either list already skip trade, or I have to skip trade for myself.
I got it all. It's all skip trace for you, brother. You ain't gotta worry about it.
Oh, great. All right.
So-
That's awesome.
Yeah, so everything's skip trace. So there's going to be two things you need to do. You're going to need to call the leads I give you, and then you're going to need to prospect and get your own leads. Because I can't provide you all the leads forever, right? I'm going to provide you some. But the rest of the time, you're going to go and find leads, and then I'll negotiate, all right? Basically, I'm the ultimate negotiator, all right? And I'm helping out.
Great.
Cool.
And I have a last question.
You got it, brother. What's up?
All right. So after this live, can you? So after this live, can you help me looking at my offer number to see if this makes sense? I contact an agent, and then this deal is a multi-family.
Multi-family deal. Okay, that's a little different.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. After this call, I think I can help you. I do have another call I have to be on. Let me see. Hey man, did I mess up today? Aren't we supposed to be on now? Okay. So we have a call right now with Brad Chandler, who does 300 deals a year wholesaling. So let's learn from this dude. We do. I'm about to bring you on. Let's bring Brad on here. Let's bring him on the challenge because Brad is the man. Let's see. I'm gonna bring him in here, and we'll probably end. But I want to bring Brad on here. Let's see. Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry. Trying to figure this out. Copy. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, but Henry, I can help you, but after this call, I can't do it right now because we're about to have Brad Chandler talk to us about how he crushes it. All right.
All right. And what time you break call?
Say that again.
So what time he break going on here?
Oh, right now I'm bringing him on right here, right now.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay.
We're gonna bring my brother Brett on. All right. let's see. So I'm gonna bring them on. I'm just gonna tell them what we're doing, and we'll see. We can do another feed. But Henry, do you have any other questions about like what I'm doing to provide, leads? What I'm providing a workspace? Do you have any questions?
All right, so I'm already in the mentorship, and I will get a list that you just show to everyone for $3.99, right?
That's right. I'm gonna put it in their CRM for you, and I'm gonna give you some leads, and I'm gonna also give Zishan some leads, and whoever else that wants to. But these are gonna be in the Atlanta area too, so.
Oh, Atlanta. Can I work on my area also, like Houston, Texas, and other area in Texas?
You can, yeah, you can. I probably won't be able to provide you leads in Houston because I have leads in Atlanta, but you can definitely go get, you can prospect, and I can still help you with those deals in those areas.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
All right, makes sense to me.
All right, you got it, man. I'm gonna hook you up. All right.
All right, thank you.
All right, so I'll send you a form, and then you can sign up, and I recommend, Henry, after you learn what I'm showing you how to do this, I'd recommend you do it too, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, brother. All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Let's see. All right, well, that's the plan. The plan is to leverage. So let me get Brad Chandler on here. Yo, Brad, what's poppin', brother?
Yo, hey, what's up?
Hey, man, so I'm doing a challenge right now for batch leads. I'm sorry, I wanted to bring you on here just to chat, but I'm doing a challenge for 30 days where I go into a brand new market, and with no money, I show people how to get a deal. But I've realized that part-time, because I'm doing this part-time in the challenge, I'm working like 1 or 2 hours a day. Very difficult to go get a deal with no money. So today I've showed people, I'm like, hey, I got to spend at least like $500. and I'm getting a CRM, and I'm getting people into to start generating leads, and then I'll close them, and that's how I'm going to get a deal. But I mean, you're the man. You know all about real estate. So what do you think about that idea?
Well, dude, first of all, the fact that you even started this, Robert Allen did this like 30 years ago. He went, he was the first book I ever read, and I was in 9th grade when I read his book on how to buy real estate with no money down. But he went to a city, and in a weekend, he somehow scored a deal.
So I read that too. Yeah.
I thought it was really brave of you to do that, and really awesome. And look, man, I don't know anyone who ever teaches in this business that you can get deals without spending marketing dollars. I mean, you can, but it's really difficult. So
right.
Absolutely, man. I mean, what business doesn't spend marketing dollars? So I think it's really wise for you to spend some marketing dollars.
Yeah. And I think if you're not part-time, if you're like don't have a job, and you can spend all day calling like agents and networking and like making offers, I think it's within 30 days it's possible, right? Like, but that's not if you have a full-time job. It's going to be extremely difficult.
Yeah, for sure. And so when I started, I mean, you've heard my story. It took me 8 months to find my first deal, but I was working a full-time job, and I had a newborn son, so I'd come home and work like 3 hours a night, and then work on weekends. If I could have been doing that, first of all, and I had no direction. If I had someone like you mentoring me and saying, "Hey, do this, this, and this,"
right?
I know that 8-month window would have been drastically reduced.
100%. Yeah. So I wanted to, I think it would actually be awesome for you to be on. We're doing this challenge, but I feel like it would be awesome for you to talk about limiting beliefs right now. Do you feel like that's something you'd be open to talking about right now?
Absolutely, man. Sure.
Yeah, let's talk about this. So let me make a little intro to you. You are live on Batch Leads YouTube channel, and on my YouTube, my Facebook group, and everything. But I definitely I love having you on here. You've helped me a ton to like get better on my mindset and attack those past traumas. Because of you, I've actually like made a lot of leaps and bounds. So I appreciate you, and I want everyone that's on here to know that Brad, he runs a successful real estate business, and you can tell us a little bit about that. But we've talked a lot about how mindset is so important during this challenge, and not just this challenge, but in general. So go on.
Yeah. So I run a business. We did 300 flips and wholesales last year, and I am in a fortunate position where I work about an hour and a half a week in that business. It's called Express Home Buyers. For many years, we've kind of been the company that people looked up to, at least from a marketing perspective. I think we do a really good job of marketing. We spend, well over $1 million a year in marketing. And so yeah, a couple of years ago, I had a major life transformation trying to get my son help for anxiety, and I poured myself. This is all I do in my spare time. I spend, 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week doing nothing but figuring out happiness, figuring out limiting beliefs, figuring out why relationships don't work, why business relationships don't work, why intimate relationships don't work, why people's health is poor, why there's addiction. It all comes back to one thing. So every single problem in your life comes back to one thing, and that's your thinking. And why is your thinking flawed? Your thinking is flawed because your brain did what it should have done back when you were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 years old, 10 years old, when you went through stressful times, when you went through some type of situation where you didn't have control, where you went through some traumatic event. Your brain said, hey, I got to get this kid through this. And so I'm going to come up with a story on why they're going through it. And so think about a 6-year-old kid, something bad happens. What does that 6-year-old kid say when something bad happens to them to get through it? They usually say, I'm bad, I deserve this. They're not saying it out loud. It's their brain doing its job as a coping mechanism to get them through. And that's great when you're 6 years old, right? Your dad hits you with a belt. Your mom, punches you with a ring, locks you in a room, locks you in a closet, whatever it is. None of this stuff is good stuff. Your brain's got to survive. So it's good for it to be your brain to tell yourself, hey, you deserve this, because it's helping you survive. At 47 years old, when it's still telling you that, and your relationships suck, and you come home every night and you drink 3 glasses of wine, and you eat a bunch of bad food, and you gamble too much, and whatever you do, whatever your vice is. And what I found in the last couple of weeks is a lot of my new clients, their vice and their addiction is work. They work too much. And they work too much to the detriment of their personal relationships, their wife, their husband, and their kids. So, mindset. We talked about this last time, I think. And when I think of mindset, I think of Zig Ziglar, I think of Tony Robbins. Great men, love them, studied under them. The problem with mindset, Nathan, is that you just don't wake up one day and say, okay, I'm going to give you the magic formula on how you're not going to be afraid to pick up that phone and talk to the seller.
Right.
I'm not going to give you the magic formula to how to go door knock or drive for dollars. Because no matter what you tell me, if my subconscious mind is still telling me that story from my childhood, that I'm bad and I'm not good enough and I don't deserve to succeed, what can you possibly tell me about mindset that's going to make me do anything differently?
That's a good question, man. I mean, I think about that all the time. Like, I personally know what it takes to get a deal, right? It's a certain amount of contacts, a certain amount of reaches, right? I know that. And telling people that doesn't get them to do it all the time, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like going to the doctor, and the doctor comes in and looks at your symptoms, diagnoses you, labels you, and gives you drugs, right?
Right.
They never ask, hey, what is your home life like? What's your mental state like? What was your childhood like? They never ask those questions. And those questions are vitally important to them diagnosing you. So if someone has eczema, do you know that eczema could be caused from stress related to something that happened 20, 10, 15 years ago? But they never ask that. So if you're trying to diagnose and figure out why, one of your clients isn't doing something, I think we need to go really deep and ask them, what is their home situation like? What is life like? Like, I took a call from a guy yesterday, and he's like, my mind is racing all the time. I go to porn, look at porn when I get stressed, or I can't even read a book because my mind is racing, right? Tell that guy to change his mind. He's coming to me for a reason. He's had all the Tony Robbins coaching and the Zig Ziglar and all the motivational speakers. Go to YouTube. You can find all that shit, right? You can find everything you want about motivational. Why isn't he doing it? Why aren't your students doing it? It's this deep-seated belief in them that was formed through this childhood programming that they have no idea is controlling them. So what you may be like, okay, well, what do I do? How do I figure out if this is me? Well, I developed a quiz for number one. It's a self-love quiz, and don't check out and think, oh, that's woo-woo, because I promise you, it's huge to business. Your success depends a lot upon how you feel about yourself. How you feel about yourself is how you're going to motivate yourself to do or not do things. So start by going to take my quiz, bradchandler.com/quiz. If you find yourself getting a score of extreme self-love, then you're probably your business, your life, everything's probably going really great. If you find yourself with mild self-love or lack of self-love, this is the reason for your mindset issues. This is the reason for your bad marriage. This is the reason when Nathan tells you go do this and this, you can't do it. It's not because of Nathan, it's because of your programming that's buried deep in your mind. Because Nathan knows how to do deals. He's done lots and lots of deals. I've seen his coaching, it's phenomenal. There's very few people in the United States who care more about the success of their clients than Nathan does. So he's doing everything he can on a daily basis, just like I do with my clients, to try to make their clients successful, right?
Yeah. And I think that might, like, as we're talking about mindset, like my caring, my desire to help everyone succeed and say, hey, during this challenge, stop everyone and say, hey, look, I'm not succeeding telling you what I told you at the beginning of this challenge. To get a deal with no money and part-time is extremely difficult. I feel like maybe other people wouldn't be real about it and they would just keep doing their thing and maybe not talk about the results. But I'm here to pivot, and I want to help everyone that's out there that gets into wholesaling that isn't getting a deal realize, hey, if you're not, maybe you don't have the mindset that we're talking about to take action, or you're taking action but you're not taking enough. So
So I mean that's a great point you made. You have the ability to be authentic because you feel a certain way about yourself, and you have done a lot of work in these last couple months.
Yeah.
So you have kind of a piece about you that you don't care about if people judge you. All you care about is getting your students results. So yeah, you came up with something, and maybe it was a little too bold. Maybe, a lot of business sometimes, honestly, is luck. Like maybe the seller just didn't pick up the phone that day. Maybe the seller was, out getting groceries or something. You may have been so close and didn't even know it.
Right.
But you were able to speak your mind. And so many, if you're falling in those last two categories of mild self-love or lack of self-love, you oftentimes don't speak your mind. You oftentimes don't follow your gut because you're afraid, you're fearful. And fear comes from fear drives everything, really. So if Nathan's telling you to do something and you're not doing it, it's because of fear. But it doesn't have to do with fear. This is a big, really, really huge point. It's not because of the fear of going and knocking on the door or picking up the phone and calling that seller. That fear was manifested when you were 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. And because you haven't dealt with it, you're still that 6 or 7-year-old inside that adult body that is worried about how will that seller judge you, or that neighbor will judge you, or if you mess up, if you don't succeed, how are you going to be judged? So you don't do anything. Procrastination, listen to this. Procrastination is the feeling of not being enough. It is the fear that if you do something and it fails, you're going to be judged. That isn't the 25-year-old student or the 35-year-old student. That's the 6-year-old student that's in the 25 or 35-year-old adult body. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It's interesting because people that are hearing, I've heard this a couple times, but for people that are hearing this for the first time, they're probably like, what? The reason why I'm not taking action is because I don't feel good about myself. I'm procrastinating because I don't believe in myself. And that's why I have you on here, is because maybe this hits people differently. Maybe you're not making the calls or doing the work you need, not because you don't have the knowledge. Maybe you just don't believe in yourself, right? You have that low self-belief.
Dude, you certainly have the knowledge. Again, like everything, we work with the same coach. What does he say? He goes, anyone can go find something on the internet. Why aren't they doing it? They're not doing it because they want instruction. They don't want education. They want instruction. You provide instruction, right? Mm-hmm. So absolutely, people don't do things because they know exactly how to do it. It's out of fear. And the fear doesn't come from present day. The fear comes from years ago. So you've got this lion chasing you because that stressful event takes you out of the present moment, and it is keeping you stuck in the past. So what do you do about it? There are all kinds of things you can do about it, but you have to be, the first step you have to do is you have to be willing to look at things from a different perspective.
Right.
So the first step you need to do is, let's figure out, do you have a problem in the first place? Go take the quiz, bradchandler.com/quiz. You got extreme self-love? Call up Nathan and be like, hey dude, I got extreme self-love, so I don't know what's going on here. I doubt that's the case. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
What you're gonna find is you're gonna find mild self-love or you're gonna find lack of self-love. Okay, so now you know. Here's the greatest part though, if you get one of those lower two scores, you shouldn't be like, oh, woe is me. You should have the exact opposite. You should be like jumping for joy, doing backflips in your bedroom, because your life and your business can get profoundly better. Because if you have one of those two lower categories, there's not a chance in the world that every single area of your life, from relationships to health to business to finances, are negatively impacted because of the way that you see yourself, the way that you think about yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
So start with awareness, take the quiz, see if that's if that's the case, which I think it is going to be, and then now you have an awareness. Now you have an, okay, this is likely having to do with a fear around judgment. Why is public speaking like the greatest fear in the world? Because unfortunately, so many people feel like they're not enough because of the shit they went through as a child. So fear of judgment is really what public speaking fear is.
So Brad, let me ask you a
That
question.
was me. That was. Mhm.
Let me ask you a question. So for me, I'm not afraid to make a call right now live in front of 1 million people and call a seller, because I know it's either a yes or a no, and it has nothing to do with me whether they say yes or no. Did I catch them in the right situation? There's a lot of things. So do you think I'm able to do that because I maybe have conquered a lot of those issues we're talking about? Or I'm not saying I'm better than anyone. I'm just going off of what you're saying.
No, none of us are better than anyone. That's what when people struggle, they have a thought that they aren't as good or as important as anyone. And if you want happiness in your life, you have to believe that you're as good and as important as anyone who's ever walked the earth, alive or dead.
Right.
So there's a good chance you have worked through some of that stuff. I know you have been working on yourself. And then I don't think it hurts that you've done it a lot and you've gotten success, you've seen success, which means you've got courage. You know that by doing a certain activity, it leads to something. And it may not have been that way for you all the time. I don't know. Did you, from the get-go, did you just come right out of the gate and were you able to do that? Or did you struggle to some degree too?
No, I think it came from experience, a lot of like belief too, because I've seen it. And I know from like talking to people has never been a big problem, but now that I know like what it takes to get a deal and you're looking for specific situations, it's not scary or I'm not hesitant at all, right?
But was it the first couple?
Oh yeah, of course. I think in the beginning you feel like that problem you're talking about, you feel not ashamed, but what did you say? Like you judge, like they'll judge you, like you're
fearful that you'll be judged. Yeah.
I definitely felt that in the beginning as a new wholesaler. I was like, man, if I call them and I don't know what to say or I pause and it's awkward, they're gonna think I'm not legit. They're gonna think I'm an idiot, and they won't want to work with me. And I feel like maybe because of that not feeling very confident in myself, I felt like that.
Yeah, here's something to think about. When someone judges you, it never has to do with you. It has to do with how they feel about themselves. And that works for you too. If you're going out judging people, if you're saying that person's fat and they're lazy, if you're saying they should be this, they should be that, you got to look internally, because another human being can't judge another human being unless they have something internal that is going on with them. So hopefully that will make the listener feel better when you make that call, knowing that if someone's going to make fun of you, if they're going to call you fat or ugly, think about it as a kid. Any kid that does that is really hurting, and it's really about them. It doesn't change as an adult. All these people judging everyone in the world, they're all just hurt human beings that are projecting how they actually feel about themselves on other people.
Gotcha. Well, I want to clarify something really quick, Brad. So what we're talking about right now is more to do with happiness than success in like monetary success in this business, right? It's not necessarily like people can still be very extremely successful and not be happy, right?
Absolutely. So, and I was a case in that. So I believe that many top athletes, many Fortune 500 CEOs make the money and get the fame because they are so unhappy and they spend their whole lives proving. So a lot of people would be like, you're crazy, but look at Tom Brady. If you think Tom Brady is super happy and thinks he's enough, think again, because the last Super Bowl that he won, within 2 minutes of the clock going off, he had a video put out that showed all of his naysayers, like proving all of his naysayers wrong. Why did he keep going and going and going? From the outside world, if you weren't in this work, you'd be like, oh, he loved the game. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Well, no, I do know what I'm talking about. And there's a really good chance that he kept going and going and going and proving his naysayers wrong because he had something to prove. So, long-winded way of saying, Nathan, that a lot of things in life can be a double-edged sword. My lack of worthiness caused me to make a bunch of money, tens of millions of dollars. But I also made 5 mistakes chasing my worthiness that caused me $9 million. So you either go to the I'm not worthy and I'm not worthy of making any money, or you're like, I've got to make a shitload of money to prove my worth. But what I found in the last 2 years is that as I formed or developed self-love or reconnected with myself, I always had the love. I just reconnected with my self-love. I pivoted from trying to have a business that makes a bunch of money to pivoting to a business that makes impact. And since doing that, we had one of our best years ever. We flipped almost 300 houses last year and had one of our highest profit years ever. So for the person who's listening, most entrepreneurs get in business for 2 reasons: to make money to prove their worth, or they feel like they want to be in control because as a child, they lack control. And
That's it. There's a lot of entrepreneurs out there then that probably they need to take this self-love quiz.
yeah, every single one of them, because like the way that you think about yourself is going to impact your business. It's going to impact your health. It's going to impact your relationships. So again, it can drive you to money. It can drive you to lose a lot of money like I did. But I think when you ultimately can work from a place of impact, why is it you're on this earth? Maybe some of your students, it's because they want to send their kids to school. Okay, that's their why. So let that drive them. Maybe for someone else, it's I want to take care of my sick mother. Okay, let that why drive them. But being driven by the money because I need to prove my worth is not the greatest thing to be driven by. When you can have something that really means something to you, that's when you can become an amazing entrepreneur. When you're looking at things, not with the lion chasing you, but you're able to take a deep breath and say, okay, I'm good. I'm going to be happy no matter what. You can look at your business in a different way. You attract people different way. You look at how can I best impact the sellers that I work with, the investors that I work with, and my team members. And that's when the real money will start to come your way.
Brad, let me ask you something. So when you say you focus on impacting, let's bring this back to the brand new wholesaler, right? Because this is the challenges for people that are brand new, right? Like brand new to business. How could you impact a seller for the better, for the good, as a brand new wholesaler or a brand new real estate investor?
Yeah. So first of all, there's a lot of wholesalers out there that do shady shit. There's a lot of wholesalers that never intend to buy the house, don't have any money, and they don't care if it's 3 days before moving date and the people have their moving truck packed up and they come and they're like, sorry, we couldn't find a buyer. So treat the seller like you would your mother or your sister. Hopefully you would treat them well. Mm-hmm. Take care of them. Don't lie to them. Connect with them. Ask them how they're doing. Ask them what they're feeling, what their stresses are. Try to give them what they want to the best of your ability. Figure out their pain points and then sell to the pain points. If it's an old lady and it's summertime in Houston and she's poor and she has no air condition, go to Home Depot and buy her $300 air conditioner. Like that's how you can impact them. And just don't lie to them. Tell them the truth. Don't, there's some competitors here in the DC market that will get a house under contract and then days before they'll renegotiate, knowing that the person's in a real tough position. Don't do that. It's not right.
Yeah.
So that's how you impact the seller, is just treat them like you'd want to be treated.
Yeah, and what I teach when I tell people how to wholesale and how I wholesale is I'm completely transparent about the fact that I work with business partners, right? So this is what I'll say when I talk to sellers. I say, hey, look, there's a couple different ways I buy properties. I can buy it, for cash, and I work with business partners in the area. We can buy it on terms, or we can partner together on some sort of novation, right? I don't say novation. But whatever decision they choose, whatever's best for them, like let's say, for example, they're like, oh, I need to sell quickly. Well, I say, hey, look, in order to sell quickly, you're going to have to there's give and take, right? You're going to have to sell at a price that only makes sense for me or someone that I work with to make a profit. That's how we buy properties quickly, right? And conveniently and get it done. So being very transparent about the whole process doesn't shoot you in the foot. It actually helps you gain credibility with the seller and make them trust you.
Absolutely. I mean, the truth is we do 300 deals a year. We can't renovate everything. So we tell the homeowner that, hey, we can't renovate everything. So we may partner with someone in the local market that's going to buy your house and want to do the renovations. Okay. We're going to have some open houses. Okay. And then the difference is if that buyer falls through, we've got the cash. We're buying it the day before.
Right. And you do it at a deal that makes sense, right? You're not just, I'm not saying you, but just in general, everybody, you when you say you're going to do it or work with a partner, you don't promise them the moon and say, yeah, let me just run this by everybody. You could just say, hey, look, your price is way too high, but I could check and be very transparent. Or you could say, hey, look, if you really want like 100% solid, I need it at this price, whether I buy it or someone else does. Right.
And then look, hey, I can market it to my buyers list. I have this huge buyers list. I can market it for 5 days. You don't want to close for 30 days. So is 5 days are going to really make a difference? And then market it. But at least you're being honest with them and not pulling over on them.
100%. And I love that, Brad, that you're saying that, because I think a lot of people that are new to this business, they kind of feel a little slimy, or they maybe feel a little hesitant to make the offer because they're not confident with what they're saying. But if you're 100% honest with the seller, there's nothing to hide with what we do, right? And it's the ones that do that, again, that canceled or trying to renegotiate the day before because they know they need at a different price. Like, you won't last long in this business if you're not transparent and honest and feel good about what you do.
Yeah, so if you've got a full-time job and you're trying to make this your full-time job, don't get a house under contract today with a 30-day close and then go get busy with your family and work and don't do anything for 21 days. And then you send it out and you find out it was priced way too high, and now you've jammed the seller. Like, send it out the second you get it, 2 minutes later, and figure out, is there any interest in it? If there's not any interest, go back to the seller the next day and be like, look, I think I really mispriced what I thought your house was worth. I'm sorry that I wasted your time for 24 hours, but at least you didn't do it for 3 weeks or 30 days.
Exactly. And Brad, I actually teach people, it's called the painless wholesaling method. It's like actually have buyers in place so you don't even have to lock up the seller. You can just say, hey, let me just check really quick. Let me call you back. You call a couple of your top buyers and you say, what would you pay? And then they give you a range, and then you just get it underneath that price, and it's a done thing. It's a done deal. And you didn't even have to.
I love that.
You didn't even have to try.
Are you like taking pictures and sharing them with the folks on the other end of the call when you call them?
You talking about with the buyers that I work with?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would call one of my buyers and say, hey, look, Nate, I have a seller that wants to sell. I think this would meet your criteria. I haven't locked it up yet. What would you pay? Okay. And I'd send him pictures, or I'd give him the deals that I had, the information. He'd give me an idea, and I'd go back and I'd just say, hey, I have someone that's willing to pay this, and this is my fee. Or I would just offer the price that makes sense and just wholesale it, right?
I love it. And you know why that's so good? I mean, you know this, but I'm telling people who don't know this, is the fact that when you're a new investor, you're so unsure about everything. If you could pick up the phone and call an experienced person that's not so great at marketing, I mean, that's why wholesalers exist really, is because a lot of these rehabbers just don't want to buy the CRMs and don't want to put out the money in marketing. If they can pick up the phone and call someone who knows the value and knows the renovation number, it's just going to make them feel a lot better. And, getting back to the mindset, hopefully that will shift their mindset to, I'm not in this alone. I've got these buyers. I'm not going to screw this up. And again, just
100%.
Be transparent.
100%. And whether you're experienced like me or brand new, that's a great strategy, because sometimes the seller wants to move so quick that you don't even sometimes have time to blast it out, and you need to give them an answer right there. Maybe they're talking to multiple people, and you're like, hey, look, I can give you a definite yes. Give me a second, right? So it's a cool strategy.
Yeah.
Well, Brad, I love it, man. And I think this is extremely helpful for people that are new, right? Because that's kind of like the avatar that we're talking to at the moment, are people who probably haven't done a deal or want to do a deal. And before they get into this, they need to address some of these issues.
Absolutely. I mean, no matter where you are in your life, whether you're an entrepreneur, an employee, whatever it is, you should know these things, because I didn't become aware of them until I was 47 years old. 2 years later, I can easily say that these last 2 years have been the best year of my life. I've quit drinking, I've quit smoking weed, I barely eat sugar, I'm in the healthiest I've ever been, I'm in a great relationship. And it's all came from that awareness around these stories, these deep-seated stories that I had buried in my subconscious that I didn't even know. And again, if you're sitting there like, well, how do I know? Go take the self-love quiz at bradchandler.com/quiz. And if you get one of the lower tier results, you know that there's major issues in your life. The great part is that those all learned because you weren't born like that. They were learned through childhood. And if anything is learned, guess what? It can be unlearned.
Love it. And the thing that's most important for me is not it's not about the money you make in this business for me, right? Like I could do 10 deals this year, I could do 100, that doesn't matter. It's about doing it and going to sleep at night and feeling good about what you do, making an impact in the sellers' lives and making sure that they're taken care of. That's way more important than any amount of deals or any amount of money, because you want to feel good about what you do every day.
It is. I mean, look at the Whitney Houstons, the Michael Jacksons, the princes of the world who had, gobs and gobs of money, and yet they took their lives because they were just in so much pain. Money doesn't do you any good if you don't have mental health and you don't have physical health. So the more that you can develop that self-love, the better you treat your body, both physically and mentally.
And it translates, it's amazing. It translates over the phone that when you come to that realization or that part of your life where you really are looking for that best win-win scenario. When I call people, I'm not like flexing, but I call someone, they're like, hey, I really like you, or I feel like you have my best interest in mind. We've been talking for 2 minutes because I really am. I don't care about doing the deal with them and necessarily. Like I called a lady yesterday and I was like, trying to find out what her best situation was that she wanted. And she's like, look, if I sell, I'm going to go with you. They always say that, right? But I really do believe and try to make them feel like, hey, it doesn't matter to me. I'm here to help you out, right?
Yeah, that's one of the best sales tactics in the world is getting the person to like you. People want to do business with people they like, and it's often overshadowed with all these different sales tactics. But how do you get someone to really like you? You be your genuine self. And how do you be your genuine self? You get rid of these deep-seated subconscious beliefs in your mind that are telling you these crazy stories. That's how you connect with people. To connect with other people, you got to connect with yourself. So if you're in a shitty business relationship, intimate relationship, I promise you, it's not because of the actual relationship itself. It's the relationship that you have with yourself. And through these stressful times in your life, you've just lost connection with yourself. And once you get back that connection, life is pretty amazing.
I love it. Well, Brad, I think this has been awesome. I know it hasn't. What time is it right now? Do you know?
12:37 Eastern Standard Time.
Got it. Perfect. Do you have anything else you want to say? I feel like this has been a good nugget for people that have been on the challenge, because on the challenge, I pretty much go live. I show them what to do, what I'm doing, and it's like education. But I think it's good to do a little that we've done right now is just stop a little bit, step back and say, hey, look. If you have things that maybe are keeping you from maybe you're watching this challenge, but you still haven't taken action, right? Maybe you haven't, you've been doing this for 3 years and you still haven't made a call. This is probably good for people like that. It's like to realize.
Dude, totally. So there's only 3 things that are ever wrong with most human beings. And it's the thought that we're not enough, that we don't belong and we can't connect. And the third one is that we can't get what we want and we can never get what we want. That's from one of my mentors, Marissa Peer. And the procrastination is 100% fear of failure and the thought around that I'm not enough. So yeah, if you're getting instructions from a guy like Nathan, who's got some really good stuff, he's done it, his program is really good, and you're not seeing success, and or you're not even taking, you're not even doing the activities that would drive the success, it's not your fault. It really isn't your fault. You need to look at what is driving that, and everything starts with your thinking. And again, one of the best ways to figure out if your thinking is flawed is just go take the quiz. If you get extreme self-love, you're in good shape, and I doubt you're one of those ones not taking.
I think a lot of people probably, there's not very many that are in that echelon, that tier, right?
I don't think there are many, because the United States identifies, 83% of Americans identify as not being, quote, very happy. Why aren't you very happy? Because you were born very happy. You're not born very happy because you lack that self-love, and you lack that self-love just because of the flawed thinking that's very deep in you. the beautiful thing is, over 2 years and thousands of hours of studying and working on this, I've created this 5-week accelerated happiness formula that can change your life in literally a matter of like 3 to 5 hours. It's pretty incredible.
It's freaking amazing. Well, Brad, again, I appreciate it. And by the way, people, I brought Pat on here because he actually helps me in my community, and I like bringing his message to the world. So this is, I think this is super helpful for everybody. I know there's some people in the live saying great mindset talk. So for people that will watch this in the future or that are watching it right now, I just want to establish, is self-belief and how you believe yourself and your thoughts, is that a little different than mindset? Are those two separate in your opinion?
I think totally. I think maybe they're one and the same, but I don't think that's how the public sees them. When you think about mindset, it's like the motivational coaches that just say, you got to think differently, and you can't think differently until you have an awareness of what's driving your thinking. That's the big difference from what I do. Tony Robbins is one of my idols. I love the man. I think he's one of the probably 10 most influential people in the world, and he's made change like few others have. But you go to his seminars, and you come home from the weekend, and what do? Like, what's really changed? So you've got this rah. Just think about New Year's resolutions. They're all gone. 95%, 98% of people are within 2 weeks. Their New Year's resolutions are busted, right?
Right.
Why is that? It's not your fault. It's this motivation, this rah, go do this differently will never work. Just like going to a marriage counselor will never work, because it's not about the relationship. It's not about you doing things differently, getting up to going to the gym. It all begins with all of your habits begin by your behaviors, and your behaviors begin with your thinking. So until you can recognize and go deep and understand what's driving your thinking, this mindset stuff that most people teach is a complete waste of time. Complete waste of time.
That's bold. That's bold right there for the marriage therapists out there. Oh, man. Well, hey, I appreciate what you're saying, because there are people that go to therapy for years and years and years. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but there's something to be said for what you're saying. Like, you got to really find out what's driving your thoughts, your thinking, right? Your self-belief.
Yeah, one of the I've studied under some of the best people in the world, but one of the people is Marissa Peer, RTT. She has a program called Rapid Transformational Therapy that I'm qualified in, certified in, and it also uses hypnosis. And I completely lost my train of thought where I was going with that.
It's all good.
Part. A brain hack, by the way. If you ever forget something, don't try to consciously think about it. Just tell yourself it'll come back, and your subconscious mind will go grab it, which is exactly what just happened.
Wow.
So she has helped thousands and thousands of people over the last 40 years. And most of them are the people who have said, I've tried everything. I've gone to therapy. And they end up with RTT. bradchandler.com/RTT if you want to see a video about that. I went to therapy for 30 years. I went to 50 plus marriage counseling. Every single one of my clients pretty much has gone to therapy for decades, has tried the SSRIs, the antidepressant drugs, and they come to me and they see change, or they go to RTT and they see change. So I'm not here to bash therapy. I know it's helped people's change people's lives, but when you focus on the conscious, your conscious only drives 5% of your behavior. So you can sit there in these mindset meetings and seminars all day long, but it's all around the conscious thought. You've got to get deep, and that's why I became certified in hypnosis, is that I can get into the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind knows the source of all of your problems, and then we can turn those around.
It's wild. And I know a lot of people are hearing this. By the way, people, I haven't even done what Brad's talking about yet. I just love hearing the message. I know one day I'm going to do it, but hypnosis, I don't know, to a lot of people, they're probably like, what is that? But, I know it's worked for you, and I know you have a lot of people that have helped, and I want to do it. But hey, I appreciate the message.
You sent me someone, we won't mention any names, but I had my 4th session with her. Hypnosis was last week, and she is doing amazing. She's like, my entire life has changed, and I'm like, God bless, freaking great.
My goodness, that's great news. So Brad, let's bring this back to the challenge in wholesaling. So tell me, for people that are brand new to wholesaling, that maybe are a little afraid to make that first call, or they're not willing to take those actions, and now they're like, okay, is it because I have problems that my childhood that have stopped me? Like, what would you say they would do? Because I still think that you can push yourself, right? You can push yourself past those things, but it sounds like you're trying to provide a solution, not just a Band-Aid.
A Band-Aid, yeah, exactly. You can do it. I mean, you can go, why do people give personality tests to potential employees? Because you don't want the accountant who's not detail oriented, right? Can a non-detail oriented person be an accountant? Yeah, but do you know how much stress it's going to bring them? Like if I'm not detailed. If you said to me I got to do accounting work, like I would be back to drinking because it would drive me nuts. So absolutely, you can push through anything for a while. But again, let's go back to the New Year's resolutions. Why do they work for two weeks? Why do so many people that you know lose 40 pounds and then 3 months later they gain 50 of it back? Because they didn't address the underlying issue. So yes, you can push through. So if you want my advice on the first thing to do, let's figure out where your issues reside. Go take the quiz at bradchandler.com/quiz. And if you hit one of those lower 2 tiers, you know that part of this is what happened to you in your programming as a child. It's not your fault. So first of all, give yourself compassion, be like, okay, it's not my fault. Now what am I going to do? Come to me, go to someone, go find another hypnosis person, go find an RTT therapist, but go take action, or otherwise you're going to be in shitty relationships. Your children are going to be negatively affected, your health is going to be negatively affected, and your business is going to be negatively affected. Now that you know, like, give yourself compassion for all the behavior you've ever had in your life. But now that you become aware, there are no excuses. You now know I can change. Oh, this is how I changed my shitty marriage. This is how I changed my business. This is how I start making phone calls and study under Nathan and actually grow a profitable business. Because look, I was where you guys were. 8 months it took me to find my first deal. You know how many times I could have given up? But I kept getting more and more persistent. Fast forward 20 years, I now have a business that did 300 deals last year, and I work an hour and a half a week. I don't even have to work an hour and a half. The only reason I work an hour and a half is because I want to come in and see the numbers. But do I do anything with the numbers? Do I affect anything? I say a couple things here and there, but not really. So think about where you are today. I doubt you're 49 years old, or maybe you are, but I'm sure there's some 20-somethings listening to this, 30-somethings. Mm-hmm. If I can do it, I had a 2.79 GPA in high school. I'm no smarter than the next guy, right?
Yeah.
But I just had a persistence and a willingness to do it. So fast forward, you're going through some shit right now. Think fast forward 15 or 20 years. And by the way, Nathan, had I figured this out 10 years ago in my process, do you know that my net worth now would probably be somewhere for $5 to $10 million more than it is? Because I made so many mistakes around trying to catch my worthiness. So you guys in 10 or 15 years from now could have a business that's spitting off millions of dollars where it's all running itself. So you can give up and you can be like, this shit doesn't work. It works for me, and I got a 2.79 GPA. So giddy up.
No, that's a great message to share, because I think a lot of people try this, they dabble, and they're like, man, this doesn't work. And it's like, no, it works.
It works.
Yeah, it works. Well, thank you for that, Brad. Appreciate it. I'm sure all the people, I know a lot of people in the group and that are watching this live are leaving some great messages. So it looks like they can reach you at bradchandler.com. Is that right?
That's right. Yep. I'll do a free call with you. I'll help you any way I can.
Go ahead, Brad.
I'm just going to say, if you're struggling, you don't need to struggle. Life is not about struggles. Life is about freedom. Life is about joy. Life is about deeply connected relationships, having fun, not taking life serious, being yourself, not having to mask it with drugs or alcohol or anything. Just enjoy life. Be yourself. Be your true, authentic self. And you can't do that until you clean out those deep-seated cobwebs that are literally have a hold on your neck and you don't even know it.
Wow, that's wild that, just like that, you're saying that's how it is. Now, in my goal, everybody that's watching this, you're probably like, what are you doing, Nate, with the challenge, right? I'm not saying, Brad, I love you, but you're probably like, what does that have to do with the challenge? Guys, my goal is to get perspective in front of you guys, because if you come in here and you see all these gurus on YouTube saying, oh, look, I got a Lamborghini, I've been wholesaling, half that stuff is a bunch of bull crap. Those guys are just they're lying, they're just trying to get you to pay for their coaching, they're trying to sell you something. I don't care if I have 1 million people that work with me or one. My goal is to help people succeed, and that's why I put perspective in front of you guys. So whether you believe it or not, I think it's important to put yourself in front of these kind of situations and learn from others.
Amen.
All right, Brad. Well, I appreciate your time. I'm sure a lot of people will be reaching out to you, and thank you for coming. And by the way, everyone that's watching this, I have Brad every month come and talk with me and the people that work in my club and in my mentorship. So if you like what Brad has to say, sign up for him, or you can come work with me in my program, and Brad will chat with you there. But if you want to specifically do work with his program, you need to hit him up.
All right, thanks, guys. Go make it. Now that you have the awareness, go take the step. Every journey begins with one step. If you want to change your life and your finances and your marriage and your kids and your business, you got to take the first step. Don't just listen to this and then be like, it's okay, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Because you know the insanity definition, it's just you keep doing what you're doing and expect a different result. You'll never get a different result if you don't take the step. And it may be scary for some of you to think about, I don't want to go back and deal with that. But the only way that you get to freedom is to move through the pain of the truth. And it doesn't last long. We're talking about a couple hours. And the painful part where you talk about, childhood stuff is literally like 20, 30 minutes. So you can deal. You're not reliving it. You're just reviewing it. So you got this.
That's right. And, hey, in order to get to the painless, you got to sometimes go through the painful, right? You can't avoid it. So, all right. Thanks, Brad. We'll catch you later, brother.
See you, brother.
Okay. Peace. All right, everybody. So I know that was probably a little bit different for a lot of you out there that probably haven't, I've been watching this. You're probably not used to seeing that on the challenge. But for me, again, so much of this is important to me to help you guys succeed. I want you guys to know exactly what it takes to succeed. And sometimes it has to do with your limiting beliefs. It has to do with not, how many numbers you're calling. A lot of it has to do with how many numbers you're calling. But a lot of it has to do with, how you believe in yourself and if you believe you can do it. So that's why I did it. And I'm, again, if you're confused, well, that's all right. That's maybe you don't understand everything, and I'm not, I obviously don't have the answers to everything, but that's what I believe is helpful. So anybody, I want to see, we're going to wrap this up. I already kind of told you at the beginning of the challenge is I got to leverage people. I'm about to send this message out. We're going to get people set up in my CRM. I'm going to negotiate deals. What this challenge is going to look like for the rest of the time is me calling sellers and negotiating and getting deals and bringing in my buyers. I want to ask everyone here if they have any questions, any concerns, anything they want to ask or run by me before we wrap up. I'm excited because I've come to the realization, like I said earlier, by myself part-time, I'm not going to be able to do this with no money. Maybe full-time, yes, but I'm not doing this full-time. I have another business I'm running. And by the way, if you guys are like, Nate, how do you do deals if you're doing this part-time? I went to this challenge with a new market, with no money. This is completely new. I'm developing new relationships. It takes time. I have other relationships that I have. I do market in Utah and do deals here. But for me to say, hey, you guys can do what I've established in Utah in my business already from the start to finish and see the same results, that would be a lie. That's not true. So again, I'm doing this challenge to show you guys how to start from the beginning, and everything I believe is true, but you need to leverage, or you got to get some leads or start spending if you want to see results quicker. All right, that's just how it is, okay? Any questions? Anybody got anything they want to ask me that's watching the lives? Let's see. I don't see anything. Do we, Joe or Henry? I see that you're in there, and if you want to private chat me, if you have anything. I see Tosh says let's see. She said something, thanks Nathan. She said, I need that. And then Bonnie said gold nuggets, mindset nuggets. Thank you, Bonnie. Sam, he commented. Let's see. Does anybody have, let's see. Thanks Nathan and Brad. Keith said he's in the Atlanta area. Keith, let's do some work together, brother. Submit the form. Let's get it going. All right. I don't see anybody that has any questions at the moment. I hope this was helpful. I throw a lot of different things your way so you can learn. But yeah, that's what we're here for. Let's see. I want to check IG Live. Let's see if anyone's asked any questions on here. Man, it's kind of hard to see if anyone commented. All right. Nope. All right. Well, everybody have a great day. You know what actions I'm taking, so you can follow me. And let's get it. Let's have a great day today. Let's crush it. Thanks for being a part of what we're doing here. Peace out.